Hey everybody and welcome to TPG'S World. I am here to do a review on a new movie. And I love doing reviews, as you know, so I'm very excited about this one because this movie just came out today. Actually, I saw it at noon today. I saw the first showing in my town, so I was very excited about that. And it's a movie that I've been wanting to see for a long time. Now, I'm going to try to do this review without too many spoilers because I know a lot of you haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to spoil it for you. But basically, it's a movie called The Greatest Showman, or Showman, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Okay, here it is, the soundtrack, which I'll talk about in a minute. But it's basically the story of P.T. Barnum. And for those of you that don't know who P.T. Barnum is, he is the person who basically created the circus. He would go around and collect oddities, and he eventually started putting them into a museum, which he later called a circus, and is now what is known as, or was known as, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. I have followed P.T. Barnum for many years, learning documentaries and learning a lot about him. And I just have always been fascinated by him and just think how it's awesome that he created something. And he actually was just a very poor boy who was the son of a tailor, dirt poor, who ended up having money and creating just an awesome thing. So, with that in mind, we're going to talk about The Greatest Showman. Now, it is a musical, and those of you that know, I love musicals. However, it's not your traditional musical. All right, we're going to get to that. But it stars Hugh Jackman as P.T. Barnum. It stars Michelle Williams as P.T. Barnum's wife, Charity. It stars Zac Efron. And it stars Zendaya. And just many other wonderful people. Wonderful people. So, someone I really love that was in the movie, and she's one of the reasons I really wanted to see the movie, was Kayla Settle. And Kayla Settle is a Broadway actress, so some of you might not know it, but she was in the Broadway show Waitress, that's also based on a movie, as well as she was one of the first Polynesian people to play Tracy Turnblad in Hairspray. So I've loved her for years. I absolutely adore her voice. So I was very excited to see her in the movie as the bearded lady. Now let's talk about it. So basically, it is a musical, as I said, but the music is not your traditional Broadway type music that might bore some people. It is very rock and pop and hip hop type music. It was very fast paced. I loved the music. I loved the lyrics. I absolutely loved it so much, the music, that when I left the theater, I drove straight to Target and I went there to find the soundtrack. They did not have it out yet, so I made them dig through the boxes and get me a copy of the soundtrack, The Greatest Showman. The music in this movie is very inspiring. It's basically about following your dreams and just accepting people for who they are and what they are, including yourself. Accept yourself for all of your flaws and love yourself for who you are. And there's a great song in it called This Is Me, sung by Kayla Settle, that is just brilliant, and it talks a lot about that. But basically, let's talk about the cast. As you know, Hugh Jackman is a phenomenal actor. And if you didn't see Les Mis, that was sad because he is also a great singer. His portrayal of P.T. Barnum was very believable. There were times when he was very funny. There was times when he was very touching to where he made you cry. But his voice was unbelievable in all of the songs that he did. His dancing was on point. He was great. I really believe that Hugh Jackman, who is nominated for a Golden Globe, should also be nominated for the Oscar for this film. I think he was just really wonderful in this, and I think it's his time to shine with this film. Zac Efron, who played his second, plays a young rich boy who ends up befriending P.T. Barnum, and they kind of have a business partnership together. Zac Efron, I love Zac, I do, everybody knows me, knows I love Zac Efron, but lately Zac's movies have been more comedy, more kind of adult comedy, kind of dirty. This role was perfect for Zac. He was very believable. He got to show off his really good acting abilities, and he got to sing and dance. And he's a phenomenal dancer and singer. And he's done, musicals in the past. He was in High School Musical. He did Hairspray, the musical movie. So he is a singer and dancer, but he's gotten so far away from that. But in this role, he's an adult. He's not dirty. He's not vulgar. And you get to see him singing and dancing his little butt off. He was wonderful. Michelle Williams, I love her. She's won an Oscar. She was married to Heath Ledger. She was just wonderful. I didn't know she could sing, but she actually has a nice voice. She has a solo in the movie that's just beautiful. It's called Tightrope, and it's just beautiful. And I was really, really in shock that Michelle Williams could even sing. I didn't know she could sing at all. I knew she was a great actress, but who knew she could sing, right? So I like her, but let's talk about Kayla Settle. I can't get it right tonight. Kayla Settle. She has an amazing voice, y'all. This woman, I have followed her for a long time. Her voice is unfreaking real, guys. It is so amazing. Her voice, like there's no voice like hers. Like I can't even explain her voice to anybody. Like you would fall in love with this woman's voice, and her song "This Is Me" is phenomenal. Look it up on YouTube. Her voice it's I can't even explain it. It's just a powerhouse, and she's plays the bearded lady, and she's so good at it. Oh my gosh, I love her. So look that song up. This Is Me. All right, the costumes were brilliant. The cinematography was beautiful. The costumes, choreography, everything. The choreography was on point, y'all, on point. Oh my God, it was so good. Basically, I don't have a whole lot of bad things to say about the film, and there was a few things maybe, but they weren't that important. But this movie's amazing. If you're going to see a movie over the Christmas break, go see this movie because it is really, really, really good. Oh my gosh, it's one of the first movies ever that from the very first song to the very last song, I was captivated. I was so moved by the music, by the story. And even though the music is not the traditional music from the time period that it takes place in, and it's more modern day pop and hip hop, it works brilliantly. It absolutely works brilliantly. And it didn't even bother me that it wasn't the same style. And in some films or some Broadway shows, I'd be like, oh, that music's not right. But for some reason, for this show, it absolutely worked. I loved this movie so much, guys, that I seriously wanted to go back and buy a ticket and watch it all over again. Matter of fact, if I had my way, I'd probably still be sitting in the theater watching it again. I loved it because honestly, I mean, I went and made them dig this CD out of a box in the back room at Target because it was supposed to have already been on the shelf. Not my fault they didn't do their job and put it out, but I have done nothing but listen to this CD. Guys, I tell you, get you a copy of the Greatest Showman CD and go see this film. You will not regret it. And guys, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to spoil it for you. And if you don't like it, I'd love to hear your reviews and your comments as to why you don't like it. But to me, I just really, really, really did love this movie. And I had a lot of high expectations for it, and I wasn't sure what I was going to think when I went to see it because I've been watching this trailer for so long, and I know so much about P.T. Barnum, including that there is a Broadway show called Barnum, which is a musical. But then it's not the same as this one. But so I didn't really know what I was getting myself into when I went to see it, except this preview looks really great. Oh, my God. But as you know, sometimes the preview is the best part of the film. That was not the case here. Y'all, this movie is so believable. Like, you feel like you're right there with them. Like, you know, you take the sides of the oddities. You're right there with P.T. Barnum. You're cheering him on. You're right there when everything happens. You just feel so, oh my God, so incredible. The songs make you just want to get up and start dancing with them. I mean, it was just unbelievable. So, guys, check out The Greatest Showman. I'm telling you, and I hope that Zac Efron and Michelle Williams and Hugh Jackman do not get overlooked for the Oscar for this film. And I hope my girl Kayla Settle gets her an Oscar nomination too, because they all deserve it. They were all brilliant. But Kayla, when she comes in and she sings "This Is Me" and she busts, oh my gosh, I can't explain what she does, but when she sings it in the movie, you're like, go girl, you go girl, because it's the first time that the oddities kind of stand up for themselves. And if you don't know what an oddity is, that's a person that they would call freaks and freak shows, which were very, very popular in circuses and sideshows back then, you know, like the tallest man, the bearded lady, the dog boy, all the different acts that they had. And people that were born oddities a lot of times back a long time ago would go to work in the circus or in sideshows, and sometimes they were abused and sometimes they weren't. But P.T. Barnum didn't do that. He kept them very, 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 very comfortable. Zendaya also, I meant to talk about her. She plays the trapeze artist who, by the way, this girl did all of her own trapeze work. She was amazing. So did Zac Efron. They have a song that's done on the trapeze, y'all, that is amazing, and it is really her and Zac Efron. She is so beautiful. And I think she's a Disney star. but she was beautiful, and her character was so beautiful. And there's a great, how to say, I'm trying not to ruin too much, conflict, I guess, of that time period for her and Zac Efron. That's all I'm going to say. But it was so brilliant, and she was so good, and I was so amazed at how brilliant she did these trapeze tricks. They were just awesome. So it was just so good. But back to the oddities, you know, people like her, trapeze artists, bearded ladies, they were always in these sideshows, and people go see them, and that's how P.T. Barnum became successful. Is he gave these people a chance to be themselves and to speak forward and to entertain people and to make money doing what they do best. So, and he found that many of them had wonderful talents, like the bearded lady could sing and the trapeze artist and stuff. So he found that many of these people had talents, and he would do it. And there was controversies, of course, at the time. Was he exploiting them or whatever? And I really don't know, because they went to work for him, so they knew what they were getting themselves into, because at the time that was the only job they could find. So, you know, I'd like to know your feelings on that too, guys. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this review. I will get back with you with more reviews. I absolutely love this movie. Check it out, The Greatest Showman. I found out even while I was at Target that the DVD is coming out in March, and I will be getting it. And who knows, I may even do a giveaway of it. But anyway, guys, I love you so much. Take care. Remember, hating is a disease, and some folks need to get well soon. And y'all check out that song on YouTube. This Is Me by Keela Settle. It is so good. Oh, Lord. All right, guys, love you.